I was gonna do a better introduction than this, but I'm trying to be better about getting this information out when it comes. And honestly, I've been saying this for a minute. It's all about creating the content, and content is going to be created anyway. So, Pete, PNB Rock shooter has been identified. I got this screen capture from Refuse Media. Shout out to Top Shelf. Um, Police arrested the 17-year-old son of Freddie Trone in connection with the PNB Rock murder. The son was the shooter, and his dad drove the getaway car. Talk about generational curses. Yesterday, my sister and I were literally just talking about how retrograde is retrograding. Like, we were talking about how people's innermost darkness are coming to the surface, and how people are being held accountable, the behavior that they're exhibiting, that they think they're exhibiting in private. So there are a few articles that are being written. Let's article written by LA Times, and I hope it's not behind a paywall. Currently it's open. Damn it. Hold on, wait. Let me see. No, it's good. It's not behind a paywall. We're Gucci. Let me actually share the screen of let me show let's read through this article. Let's read through this LA Times article. Okay, so this article, woman in custody in PNB Rock's fatal shooting at Rosser is sought. Now, before we get into the rest of this article that I'm going to show you right here. Yeah. So before we right, let's build a little bit. A lot of people have been under the impression that PNB Rock's murder was solely because his girlfriend posted his location. And cop out, to be fully honest. I think that's just a cop out. Hey, thanks. So I think that's a cop out. I think saying that his girlfriend posted the location is a cop out. As I've been saying forever, it's easy to blame women for the deaths of men, but if you really keep it a stack, like he was on Manchester and Maine, that Maybach coming around, that call was made and put his car in park. So let's just keep that a stack. Let's just really be honest about that. However, other people mentioned that he had posted the location himself, right? So there's a lot of accountability that's kind of swirling around, and very little of it was going to the actual shooter. I think that's a problem for people to not actually place the blame on the shooter. Him. Now we have faces we can put to this murder. PNB Rock was a beautifully kind young man. On my birthday last year, he and I are both Sagittariuses. His mine is on the 6th, and we were both celebrating in Palm Springs last year. And he came, everybody came and wanted to take pictures of him. It was very nice about it, even though he was all iced out. He wasn't like standoffish and weird. He was very just humble, very down to earth young man, super duper kind. That's very rare in this industry. Like a lot of the men who are in this industry, especially if they really put hashtags in the top of my title. Hashtags like, hold on, like this. Okay, I'll do like that for now, and then we'll see if that works. Um, so people that be dripped down when they come to LA or when they come to California and automatically put on this facade, this really fake identity when they are around people in LA or people from LA. And it was very obvious that the whole group of people that I was with for my birthday, we were from LA. Very obvious. But he wasn't like that. He was really nice. He was very humble. He was very soft spoken. So to hear that something as awful as and tragic has happened to him, like I don't even is really sad. So let's get into this article on LA Times. I will read it for y'all because I know folks don't be liking to read. So let's read through this, okay? A teenage boy and a woman are in custody in the slaying of PNB Rock, who was gunned down 2 weeks ago at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in South LA. I'm so glad they made it clear that it was in South LA and not in Inglewood, because y'all giving Inglewood a bad name. Los Angeles Police Department confirmed to the Times on Wednesday authorities are searching for a third suspect identified as the boy whom they described as armed and dangerous. dangerous. Now look at this man. Look at this man and his fading hair. He is too old to be in this shit, involved in killing a young PNB Rock. I cannot believe that somebody at this big age who should have been checking in his ARP card, who should have been getting his cholesterol pill, his yearly prostate exam, all the things that he could have been doing at his big age. Here he is, killing young people. Like, that is so embarrassing. Like, outside of it being tragic, it's also deeply embarrassing. At this man's age, he is involved in killing an up and coming rapper who had his whole life in front of him. And you can see this man, it ain't nothing but life behind him. You can tell this man ain't got nothing but rearview mirrors in his existence. This man has nothing to offer to the world but past. And it's very sad. You can see how miserable it's in his eyes. Let's continue reading. LAPD Captain Kelly Muniz said a federal task force arrested 2 people in Lawndale. Lawndale? You couldn't even get out of the city? Embarrassing. And sidebar, a huge part of me was like, why is someone involved in this young man's murder? I really think it was a setup. It feels like a setup. But anyway, a minor was arrested on suspicion of murder, and Chantel Trone, 38, was arrested on suspicion of accessory to murder, Muniz said. A third suspect, Trone, 40, remains at large. 40-year-old people, what are y'all doing? 40-year-old people, what are y'all doing? I'm not sure what's happening with people in their 40s, but I was just having this conversation maybe 3 days ago, and I was saying, like, look, I know we like to say that age isn't a factor, but baby, at some point age is a factor. You playing like, oh, age doesn't matter. It is, that's important. It's more important to focus on the healing, part of what people are going through. Babe, 40 still involved in killing people, young people especially. You're missing the point of life. You're missing a huge point of your life. Now let's keep reading this embarrassing article written about this 40-year-old murderer. 40? Absolutely not. Because at 40, there's no, I didn't know. I wasn't aware. 40, you're more than aware, like whatever. A law enforcement source told the Times that the murder suspect is a 17-year-old son of Fetty Trone. So let me get this right. You sent your son out to do your dirty work and you drove the getaway car? What is it, Spelman, Louis? Like, what are we talking about here? You're too old to be driving a getaway car. If somebody calls me, I'm not 40, but if someone calls me at my young, not 40 years old age and is like, hey girl, I need you to drive the getaway car, I'm going to look at my phone and be like, how did you get this number? And then I'm going to hang up and I'm going to block that person. You must not know how beyond driving a getaway car is such a childish thought process, because you're going. Where do you think you're going in this society where there's cameras literally everywhere? There's an AI service that someone exposed on Twitter that allows you to connect the selfie videos you take on your phone to a nearest CCTV camera in the area. So if you're walking through Times Square and you're taking a selfie video and you post it on Instagram, this artificial intelligence software can figure out where exactly you were and find you taking the selfie on your phone from a camera in the sky. And you think at your big age of 40, you're going to drive a getaway car leaving Roscoe's? Chantel Trone was booked into the 77th Community Station Jail shortly before 8 p.m. Tuesday, arrest records show. She had been arrested on a misdemeanor charge by Culver City Police after the fatal shooting, according to LAPD jail records. Fetty Trone's photograph was released by investigators in an effort to track him down. Authorities believe he was involved in the killing occurred during a violent robbery inside a Manchester's eatery on September 12th. In the attack at Roscoe's, a gunman demanded jewelry and other valuables before getting into a struggle with PNB and opening fire. Please excuse me. More said the shooting occurred after the rapper was tagged. And again, I really do not like the emphasis that PNB Rock was targeted because he dropped his location. Need that to stop being a thing. I genuinely think that's a cop-out. it's a real cop out. Like some people don't need kids. And you know what? Let's get let's actually get some dialogue where we can like actually the generational curse that's happening here, okay? Because I have a meeting in 10 minutes, but I really want this up and get some of these points out that came up in my heart when I saw that man's mugshot. So let's scroll back up and maybe y'all will have the same sentiment. So not only did this man's mugshot make my heart or made my stomach turn, but it made my heart drop to that this man, this black man sent his young son to kill another black man. That doesn't seem like a problem. This is a problem. This is a 40-year-old black man. This man was born in 1982. And tell me that this man who saw Tupac die, Biggie die, Jam A die, Pop Smoke die, Nipsey Hussle die. This man saw all of these rappers, prolific rappers die, and you don't think this man knew what he was doing? Now, I'm not saying he didn't know what he was doing, but I'm really just sitting here like, how is this man going to justify his behavior other than someone sent him to do that? And you know what they say about rappers who sign to Empire? Everybody talks about the rappers that be signed to Empire and how rappers who were signed to Empire die early. And it's very creepy because at this point, are y'all sending people to kill these young people? Because with Pop Smoke, they said the same thing. Oh, he posted his, he did. Someone did post his location. It was a very unfortunate situation, a very unfortunate home invasion. But hold on. How many location murders are Empire's artists going to go through? Like if we're really saying location was dropped and then we see a 40-year-old man was involved in this man dying, I call bullshit. I call bullshit the long way. I call bullshit for sure. I do not believe this 40-year-old man had issue with PNB Rock, and I don't think his 17-year-old son had issue with PNB Rock too. I think this was were called, hired to set up to kill this man. I was just bringing up the Empire curse. I'm not saying PNB Rock was signed to Empire. Actually, let me do a little research on this. I don't think PNB Rock was signed to Empire, but the Empire curse makes me think like, are these motherfuckers getting sad? No, he wasn't signed to Empire. Now, what I will say though, if we really want to get real about insurance policies are going, so a lot of these young rappers, right? They're signing these record deals, and it's sad because songs ain't really getting played on the radio like that. And people ain't even really listening to the radio right now. Where you get your money, where you get your popularity is TikTok and streams. Even redundant, but TikTok, you get a song that go get popping on TikTok, you very likely gonna eat for the rest. If you get a song that's popping on any one of these social media platforms, TikTok is the way to go. But outside of that, it's streams. You stream your songs on a playlist. You get somebody to stream your songs. You can send your music to DJ Show. There have been several artists who have gotten their music sent to DJ Show from Plan A Radio, who's in the comments right now. Like any of that stuff, you have an opportunity to get your music heard, right? But a lot of these deals that are coming up, are signing away their lives, they're literally also signing over their life insurance policies. So let me phrase this. A lot of these deals that these new artists are getting has in there that says if you die and you are killed prematurely or you pass away prematurely, the record is 100% of your life insurance. Your family can't even recoup it. And I think there's a non-competitive clause too that makes it so even if you don't, even if your parents or your family has a life insurance policy out on you, it's nullified once contract with the record label. So you mean to tell me that people out here not only sign away their lives, but their life insurance to record labels, and then families bury their children? I'm not even seeing the benefit of being a signed artist at this point. You better off being independent and make 100% on your own, because you could sign yourself over to these labels and they won't do shit to protect you, apparently. Because apparently a man who's on his way out halfway into a convalescent home can while you eating brunch with your girl, apparently. And for the woman that was involved, the woman's involved because she was an accomplice. She was an accessory, not an accomplice. She was an accessory in the sense that she assisted in this man getting away. That's what they're saying about that woman. She assisted in him getting away, and that's why I think they might be considering her an accessory after the fact. So an accessory after the fact essentially is after the crime is committed, you assisted in these people like leaving, hiding, running, fleeing to the police about whether or not you knew them or saw them or heard of them or offered any support or something like that. Shit like that, when it comes to a crime, you're considered an accessory. Whereas this man and his accomplices. And so this man, his son, to do some heinous shit, a 17-year-old boy. Do y'all remember where you were at 17? Do you remember how your brain worked at 17? Or let me phrase it. Do you remember how your brain didn't work at 17? At 17, you think you know everything, but at 17, you're probably the dumbest you ever will be for the rest of your life. You will never be more stupid than you are at 17. That's the craziest part about all of it. He got caught in Gardena. The son did. The son got caught in Gardena. Let's look into this. Let me actually scroll the rest of this article. Let me see. No, they're just listing a bunch of, at the time of the slaying, Trump was on probation after being convicted in February 21 of a felony in possession of a firearm, received a 3-year suspended sentence. Wait. Bruh. This man literally was already arrested for felony firearm possession. That is the dad. That's what I'm talking about. The dad was already arrested for felony firearm possession. So this dodo bird sends his baby out to do his dirty work. You can't tell me this doesn't sound like a setup. Y'all cannot tell me this is not a setup. I don't care what nobody say. I don't. This man did not know PNB Rock in that way. What I really believe happened is someone sent that man to do that to PNB Rock, because I'm not buying this bullshit. I'm not buying this. I'm really not buying, oh, it's just some 40-year-old man who just got a bug up his ass and sent his child to go shoot some. Hey, you see that nigga chain? Hey, go get that nigga chain. I'm not buying it. You had enough foresight to say, I'm a drive car? Babe, that's a plan. You made a plan. Yeah. And oh my God, to have generational gang members, dog, this is an epidemic in our community, and we have to do something. We have to do something about it. I'm tired of seeing people bury their children. I'm tired of seeing people have to bury these young Black men who are young Black men killing young Black men, and then old Black men encouraging young Black men to kill young Black men, because all this gun violence amongst young Black men, this is encouraged by 9-year-old men like this bastard here. It's not just 40-year-old men like this. It's other 40-year-old men who encourage Black boys to throw their lives away. I'm just not with this shit. This is deeply depressing and unfortunate. Not to mention, we just lost Key Riches, who was another young Black man who was a rapper in LA. He first time I heard about him was from Gina Views did a little segment on him on a G Expo, on her show G Expo. And you know what, LA Times and these paywalls, good Lord. So this is an article from lataco.com. Key Riches, this is this young man right here. Key Riches, Compton, over the weekend on Saturday. 23-year-old entrepreneur Key Riches was fatally shot near the 1500 block of South Chester Avenue in Compton, according to reports in the LA County Medical Examiner Coroner. So let's build a little bit of perspective, right? Key Riches, I heard about him from Gina Views, her G Expo segment him. And I also heard about him because he would put on all these community events, backpack drives, toy drives during Christmas, turkey giveaways during Thanksgiving. And most recently, he posted on, I'm hoping I can find, he posted on Twitter that he wanted to create a space where felony involved community members could get training in computer for music, I believe, for music engineering. Let's just go through this man's Twitter, his last tweet. Let's do that, because y'all haven't seen, if y'all weren't already following Key Riches, this is pretty common for him to be tweeting. But the tweet that I saw before he passed was, if you on felony probation in LA, I got a program for you that will pay and become a music engineer. Next session, they start students off with a laptop and Pro Tools. Next session starts late October. So I saw this, and if y'all don't know, I work with folks who are on probation to support them in getting jobs and things like that. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, we need to work together, because I've seen everything that he did before that. We doing another kids concert in Compton next month. We're looking for all local entrepreneurs, artists, and businesses that would like to give back. We're offering free hair braiding for young girls, expungement tables, and chess tournament ran by the Black Cash Prize. Like, look at all this stuff that he was doing in the community. And that's where I really heard a lot about him, was that he was doing, oh, I didn't even get to show y'all. I'm sitting here reading to my dad. These are the ones that he's talking about. He tweeted this the day before he died about being on felony probation, and they're going to give out laptops. But then he's talking about this kids concert that he was going to for entrepreneurs and local businesses. It's going to be an expungement table. You know how hard it is to get people to come out and to support doing expungement? If y'all don't work with the reentry population, you have no idea how difficult it is to get people who do expungement to come out and support community members who need their records expunged. Difficult. I got to get out of here. But we're going to wrap this up with finishing this article. LA sheriff deputies were reportedly responding to a report of a gunshot victim when they discovered Riches, a 29-year-old man named Robert Floor Jr., and an unidentified woman, all suffering from gunshot wounds near South Park in Compton. Floor were both declared deceased at the scene around 10 p.m. And the spokesperson for the coroner told LA Taco, while the woman was transported to a nearby hospital, is listed as in stable condition. Forgive me for stuttering over my words, because I really do have to get out of here. But I say all this to say, we're losing too many young Black men. Like, we're just losing too many Black men. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We're losing too many young Black men. We're losing young Black women also. We're losing young Black women so much, it's called femicide, because we're losing young Black women to gun and domestic violence and violence in the hospitals when they're having babies, violence, you know what I mean? Like, we're losing women, Black women, all over the place, right? We can get it from anywhere. And that is its own epidemic. And we're fighting that the best we can. But at the exact same time that Black women are fighting against the violence that we're trying to like stop, that's happening to us, at the same time, we got to try to help stop the violence that's happening to young Black men too. And it is hard. Okay. It is hard to stop young Black men from committing violence to each other when they only listen to older Black men. And look what older Black men are telling younger Black men to do, to be shooters. And I just can't. And you know what? It is absolutely a symptom of white supremacy, which I will get into later. But white supremacy, yeah, I just can't. I'm over it. White supremacy dictates that men do not listen to women. That is a symptom of white supremacy. So if you identify as a man and you don't value the language that comes from the women around you, you are perpetuating white supremacy. I'm just letting you know. Now, here's the thing you have to realize. I am a sociologist, okay? That is literally my study. I study human behavior. That is literally what I have my degree in. I have worked in human services and human behavior since 2011. I do this, okay? So this is not like, oh, she just pulling stuff out of her ass. No. This is well read. I literally study the norms, the highs and lows, the ebbs and flows of our community. And I'm telling you, if you struggle to listen to the women around you, you are perpetuating white supremacy, because a hue of white supremacy is that women have no value. I think white girls fight so hard to get white men to listen to them. White men don't listen to white women either. You saw what happened when Hillary was running for office, right? That had nothing to do with her being a Black woman, because Hillary Clinton is not a Black woman. She's a white man. We're like, no. And they dragged her to hell as best they could, because it's a symptom of white supremacy. At the time that Hillary Clinton was running for president, actually the best person for the job. She had the most experience for the job. And the man who didn't know that in order to declassify documents, you had to actually go through a process. He thought, oh, if I said this document's mine, it's declassified. That's who they made their president during a time when the most qualified person was not elected. So I just want you to know, if you're ever struggling to listen to you, you might be perpetuating white supremacy. y'all.